Turkin around, long as they've been alive. Turkin around, guess we're doing it live. Talking about the songs, maybe drinking some beer. Turkin around is you. You got Paul and Noel, Billy Law, Memphis singer Joshua Ray Walker, Dick and Mongo Will. Say something controversial on like every video. Will, you just switch sides?
Yeah, I got a question. How dare you?
I switched my speaker mode for half a second.
Wait, no. I liked it better before. Go back. Hi, Paul.
Is that the bassist from the Toadies?
You kind of look like you're a hacker.
Okay,
welcome back to, what's the name of the show? Turkin Around. I was like, talking turkey? No, that is not what it is. Turkin Around, the only Ottoman Turks show, and the only show where you have to take a shot every time they say the name of the thing. No one's going to play it, but I'm going to keep pushing it.
Don't play that game.
Good for the last episode.
I think 8 or 9 shots over the course of 25 minutes.
Maybe don't do that, but play along.
Also, don't listen to the show while you're driving.
You probably shouldn't watch it either.
Ottoman Turks were all about safety. Well, thank you for tuning in to episode 1, everyone. I had a great time talking to y'all, talking turkey, which is apparently what I'm in my mind is trying to rename the show to. Is that a phrase? I don't know.
No.
Like maybe from like the shittiest like mob movie ever. Like, all right, let's talk turkey.
Let's talk turkey. Talking about turkey to me. Off to a great start. Well, this is episode number 2. This is Glass Bottles episode. I don't know if y'all have your shiners ready, but I do because it's Glass Bottles Day.
Trader Joe's sparkling water, blueberry lemonade seltzer. It's really good.
It sounds pretty good.
I didn't know we were doing that.
It's Glass Bottles Day, but Paul and I match. That's all that matters. Here, Paul, cheers. Can we all cheers together? Yeah.
All right, ready? 1.
Why can we not do it at the same time?
He's counting weird. This is
3.
how
And then 3.
This is terrible.
We look like girls trying to get a boomerang. You don't have to go back and forth. Stop.
Because then it makes you go twice as fast.
All of a sudden, your head banging at brunch.
Well, thankfully, this isn't a boomerang. This is a Zoom call. Can we be sponsored by Zoom?
I would like to be sponsored by Trader Joe's blueberry lemonade flavor sparkling water. If there's one company in the world that I stand completely behind, it's Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Like, I don't know anything about them.
I don't know anything about them. Support them fully.
But next week, we're definitely going to find out that Joe himself, like, kills homeless people or something. So, I guess we'll kick it off. Let's just talk about some glass bottles. Maybe this glass bottle. Maybe this glass bottle. Maybe even this glass cup. Now, that's a glass bottle. That's a glass bottle. And, he's a can man now. Trader Joe's Sparkling Limited.
Yeah, the great sequel to Glass Bottles. I'm a can man now.
We got to write that.
Generally, beer is better out of bottles. It's not as fun to drink it. You can't, like,
crush it on your head.
Crush them. You can't shotgun them.
You can't impress a waitress with a bottle. Well, you could, I guess, if you break that on your head. That'd be impressive. Kind of scary. Threatening.
Check this out.
It depends on what bar you're at, I guess.
So glass bottles.
Oh boy, so there is a story behind the creation of that song.
It's a great story, and it keeps popping up on social media every year.
Yeah, I'm going to try and find it, and I'll put it in now. And we're going to freeze frame, and it's going to show us, because I'm going to edit it later.
Go get it now and make it your background.
Does that work? My arm disappeared.
Many years ago, back in the Facebook friends adding craze, I don't know.
This was back when random objects such as Shiner Beer would add you. Or it was the people you may know, and it was Shiner Beer, and I was 21, and I was like, this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. I took a screenshot and posted about it. Oh, it was December 19th, 2012. Wow, a long time ago. So the glass bottle story. The glass bottle story is I got a friend request today. I couldn't wait to press OK. Because in that photo, there was a face that I knew well. But quite literally, that's what happened. So actually, I guess it's not a great story because it's just in the song. And did like a solo version. Do y'all remember that? I did a mandolin solo, I think, in it. I'm going to try and dig that up, and I'll put like a little clip in this right now. how bad that is. And
now the cool thing is, Nathan, you literally commented, "All my friends are glass bottles," and then good old David Adams, who's been a big supporter from the very beginning, said, "New lyric?" ? And you said, "You called it. Already working on it. The demo will be up soon."
Nice. This is web archaeology right here. Not all songs have like traceable roots online like that, but it is kind of one of the fun things about social media is being able to go back to stuff like this and, well, awkwardly read the terrible things that you wrote back in the, like, I don't know. I feel like every time I'm like, why was I so goofy? Why didn't I just like talk like a normal person?
No, for real.
We give boomers a lot of shit for what they do on social media, but really we did it first and worse.
Well, but that's the reality of the situation is that.
Yeah, fair. Good point. And I don't think we spread so much misinformation.
There was no information to be spread. All right, so Glass Bottles is a song. It's a country song.
I worry that the Facebook connection at some point is going to be irrelevant, or we're going to move on to some other form of social media. We're going to have to change the song somehow to still make sense, I guess, or like just write another verse. But it's hard to connect songs to time and place because then it instantly dates them forever. Connecting it to Facebook was something that I was a little leery of to begin with for that reason. I mean, obviously Facebook has had staying power long beyond other social media platforms.
Here we are today. Yeah. You're watching us on Facebook.
Yeah, right. Wow. True.
I do get that, but like it's kind of funny. The song revolves around that, but at the same time, it doesn't. It spurred new ideas rather than just encompassing the whole song. One band that's done that, I think, kind of poorly as far as dating itself is Modern Baseball. There's one song that literally has someone's Twitter username as the title. It's like
that's niche. Yeah.
But I think you did a great job of building something out of nothing.
Thank you,
in
Paul.
a way.
I'd kiss you if you were closer.
Oh, God.
I'm actually really proud of the way Glass Bottles turned out. It's a hard thing to toe the line in a country song. Like, obviously, it's about, like, a breakup or whatever. You're sad about a girl. That's what every country song is kind of about. What I was really trying to do, and what I think somehow actually kind of succeeded in happening, was not making it about the breakup so much. Like, it alludes to it. Like, it talks about tears falling down and stuff. He's sad, but it's not about that. It's about him drinking with the glass bottles or whatever. Just in songwriting, it's hard to be brief enough to where you know what he's talking about in like one line, or what the character's talking about in one line, but also revolve around that central theme.
I feel like country music has definitely worn out the like drink another beer song. Right. Like Luke Bryan's.
You'd think that they'd worn it out. Yeah.
Like Luke Bryan has that song. It's like 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita shock. Glass Bottles is like, it's not like how much can you drink right now because you're so sad and you want another beer. It's about drinking without you ever actually drinking.
Never heard that margarita song. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Dude, it is
his latest hit. It's top on the charts right now.
Let's sell out. Let's sell out.
Please, let's talk more about Glass Bottles.
Can I say a thing about Glass Bottles that I was thinking about today?
I'd love to hear you say something about Glass Bottles that you were thinking about today.
Did that song used to be insanely long? There's another verse in it. There was a fiddle solo, and Josh had another guitar solo, right?
We played it about like 50 BPM slower.
I think it came in at like 520 or something.
Yeah,
why did we do that?
You live and you learn.
We tripped at the beginning and never stopped falling. As far as like mistakes as a band, like we've made every single one.
We can only learn to fix one at a time.
How long did it take me to buy like a tuning pedal?
Whatever the answer is way too long.
I didn't buy bags for his drums until this year.
That's a month ago. Criticism.
But hey, they're very nice now. He waited till the technology caught up with his dream.
I think kind of we've always known Glass Bottles is like a hit, quote unquote, just because it's like the sing-along version. You can dance to it. It makes you want to drink.
It's hard to it's hard to write a sing-along too. Basically, this song checked a lot of boxes.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm proud of.
I always liked this one from the very beginning, and then even up to the 2015 EP. And we had Darby Lieber on fiddle. If you're going to play in Texas, you got to have a fiddle in the band. So that was kind of like a good thing where it's like, hey, like.
At least we did that, yeah.
We tried to be a legitimate.
Can you take that one again?
Broke
What?
up. You went legitimate.
Oh, I said that when we were trying to be a legitimate country band, which I said was a terrible idea, and I'm glad that we sound like we do now.
It took us a long time to figure out what we were doing as Turks because we have so many interests. We all feel very comfortable in our roles and our sound now.
Yeah. But cut me out of this. I was thinking.
He's drank too much sparkling water.
I had something and then it didn't happen, and I'm gonna have to cool off with blueberry lemonades.
I'm leaving all of it in.
Every time Josh says like we were never good enough to be a country band, so we became this, I feel like that's a nice conversation to have between all of us, because it's like,
just because you're not good enough doesn't mean you need to quit.
That's the thing too with country. There's like a baseline that you have to get to in order to be good at that genre. And unless you're incredible, it's pretty hard to meet that baseline. And so for a long time, we were striving to be like you talk about, if you want to play in Texas, we were trying to be
1100 Springs.
Yeah, 1100.
Right, but being a country band like a really good country band doesn't lend itself to playing with your friend. Between us four, like that's just not the way that band is going to, we're not going to turn into a country band.
Well, yeah, plus we had all these other interests. I mean, how do you play My Dog and then try and put a fiddle solo in Glass Bottles and call yourself a country band? We had an identity crisis that took us a long time to figure out.
That's that whole Ottoman Turks square peg round hole thing again.
And you know what? We spent 7 years just turking around.
I mean, it worked out great. I don't want to be like one in a million country bands trying to make it. I like being Ottoman Turks.
Where the name doesn't make sense, the music doesn't make sense, the partnership doesn't necessarily make sense, but we are what we are because
we didn't break up.
Too stubborn to die.
We figured out the tempo. It's play it faster.
Always faster. Everybody drink.
Cheers, y'all. Are we going to start playing this? Because I don't know if...
I'm not taking any shots.
How many tequilas? Turkin Around.
Oh, no.
Let's answer some fan questions now, shall we? What other genres could y'all see yourselves incorporating into your sound over the years? There's at least one song I can think of that we incorporate sort of a hip-hop beat into.
This next album also has our most Black Sabbath Iron Maiden song yet. I was thinking about future albums, and I was like, I don't really know where we'll go, but I feel like we'll start using a synth.
I'm gonna go dig it.
I want to pick up a synth.
I don't know about all that.
I was just going to say that I really want to learn more jazz and become more proficient in jazz and incorporate that into. That would be neat.
Cannot wait for the next Turks Jazz album.
Why not try it all?
I want to actually be able to chicken pick, not fake my way through it.
All right.
Yeah.
Next, how do you think your band dynamics would change if you started touring? I don't think they would change much. We've already kind of figured it out. Paul and Will, they sleep in one bed. Josh and I sleep in another. And the room smells awful. And Josh and I want to stay out super late and talk to people. And Will and Paul want to go home and go to bed. That's pretty much the touring dynamic, which is not that different from at home.
True.
We're all four of us are a lot of fun when it's just us four. It's a good time. We're definitely one of the least cool party bands.
Cool. No, yeah.
That exist.
Somebody walks up and says, "Hey, I got this. Do you want to try?" And we're like, "Oh no, I think I'll stick to my beer."
For sure.
Anyway, that's the story about our tour life.
What's kept y'all a band for 10 plus years? We've talked about that a little bit.
Kissing.
Friendship. Kissing.
I think we've let it breathe a good amount.
True.
We've gotten to suck all the good parts out of it without going too far,
Well, I think, we are actually friends that understand being a band is hard, and sometimes that's not the thing that you can focus on, but it's also the thing we love the most. Paul, do you have a dissenting opinion? He's the Ruth Bader Ginsburg of our
I've actually hated you this entire time. I mean, the band started because we wanted to have fun and make music, and at the end of the day, that's what we're still trying to do.
I will say we do fight as much as any couple that's been together 10 plus years.
Pretty much disagree on pretty much every single thing. Yeah. I'm like the biggest negative Nancy. So Nathan's always like, no, we can do it. And I'm like, we shouldn't.
Will's also colorblind, so any sort of album cover input, he's like, that looks terrible. We're like, it's like primary colors. Red and yellow go together.
Colors are hard. Art is hard.
My favorite OT conversation is fonts. If there are 4 quadrants, we're each deep in the corners of each one when it comes to taste.
Okay, if OT could tour with any band/artist that makes sense or not, who would it be?
A big one that I was thinking about was Sweet Spirit, who are based out of Austin, and I think would just be a really good match.
I would love to tour with Delta Spirit or Bright Light Social Hour after their first album.
One that I've always just really thought would go well together because they've been one of the defining bands that mixes rock and roll and country and interesting songwriting in the best way, to me, is Drive-By Truckers. So that's who I've always wanted to tour with.
We were talking about them earlier. I think Toadies would be a really good fit.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But, you know, dream scenario, we're out there opening for Lizzo.
Dude.
Yeah, for 100%.
Sold. Yeah. Who is a singer/band we would be surprised to find that each of us love? To be honest, lately, all I've been listening to is Dua Lipa.
Who's an artist that I like that most people wouldn't think of?
John Party.
Oh, John Party. There you go, dude. John Party's awesome. Boom.
Pretty obvious. I listen to a lot of emo music, but a big one that I came up with was Violent Femmes.
Bye, Taylor.
Bye.
They say bye. I love you.
Country singer Joshua Ray Walker.
I don't know. I'm usually pretty open about what I like, so I don't know what's surprising. Maybe.
Yeah, it is kind of hard.
I don't know. Probably some like EDM, hip hop leaning pop, like Run the Jewels or D'Antwoord or Post Malone or Lizzo, or for sure.
I have to pee. I'll be back. Why does your bass player never wear shoes on stage? Billy, this is for you. Oh, there they are.
Shoes are a hindrance. Socks are annoying to put on. Laces are annoying to tie up.
He's raging against the machine here.
Someone asked Marissa that, and she was like, everything comes off pretty much as soon as he gets in the house. I don't take all of my clothes off, but I'm like...
All right, next. This isn't really a question. Your drummer is cute.
I sent that one in.
What stage are you itching to get on, both that you've played on before and that you haven't? Obviously, we're kind of restricted right now. There's no stages to play on. SaveOurStagesByTheWay.com. Please go and harass your elected officials. But anyway, what stages?
I would say that Red Rocks is the one that I would just love to play, and I have a special connection to Granada just because it kind of saved our band.
One that I've always wanted to play that for some reason we haven't yet, and is the next stepping stone up to Red Rocks, is Rubber Gloves in Denton.
That is the stepping stone between the Granada Theater and Red Rocks.
Mercury Lounge in Tulsa. I'm excited to get back to as soon as that's possible.
I gotta get back to Tulsa soon.
I think that when we can play again, nothing is gonna feel better than packing the double wide and burning it to the ground.
Double wide's our place. Yeah.
I got engaged there, so it's important to me.
Next, how can we, the fans, help save local music venues? Call your representatives. Save Our Stages really helps with that.
We're going to put a link in there right now.
Here.
Make sure that they're actually giving funding to your venues around town. They're important both to us as musicians and to you as patrons.
We have to keep open Rubber Gloves, the gatekeepers of the West.
Next, y'all are going out for some afternoon drinking. Where to, and what's everyone's drink order? Afternoon, that's the key.
Afternoon.
We'd probably be a double wide, honestly.
Or single wide is what I was thinking, yeah.
My afternoon go-to is getting to the Libertine before brunch ends. Yeah. If you ask real nice, they'll give you what they call a champagne cocktail, which is just champagne.
Yeah.
With some bitters and a sugar cube. You drink as many of those as you can, hang out outside until single wide, wander across the street, and then at some point you brown back in and you go to the landing.
What's your standard drink order when you go into a bar?
Whatever is cheap. I love shot and beer specials. I think every bar should have a $5 Lone Star and Well whiskey special.
If there's a frozen drink available, I'm drinking that.
Margaritas are my thing. Most of the time, if I'm going up to the bar and just ordering, it's going to be well tequila.
If we're day drinking in Dallas, let's say this is right after quarantine's over, I'm just stepping on the pedal and I want a Velvet Hammer.
Hey, Taylor, welcome back with food. Here is a question from Taylor. Why won't Paul cut his hair?
I think it looks good, and
You and Will are kind of in the same ballpark right now. And
I
Nathan,
would like to cut mine.
Oh, wait a
Oh my
minute.
God.
Do we all have almost the same length of hair right now?
We're all going for this weird pageboy thing that we're in the Middle Ages. Yes, master, I'll find your armor. Next, specifically for Will, someone asks, if you could replace any member of Turks with a gorilla, who would it be and why?
All right, so this is a question that has history. Paul, do you think that you could pull up the image?
Oh, I got it.
We could have like a 30-minute discussion about this, so I think everyone should just
Think about your answer and put it in the comments.
I'm telling you, you want the rats and the crocodiles. I had a really, over the course of a week, had an argument with someone, and they were obsessed with getting the gorillas, and I said the crocodiles are better.
Will won me over with the rat thing. So, but okay, what's the
10,000?
I'm doing double rats. 20,000 rats for me.
Who are you replacing of us with a gorilla?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the question.
Okay, offended. Paul, I think it'd be funny to have a drummer, a gorilla drummer.
I agree.
That
It'd be
would be
hilarious.
cool. So that's it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. This has been another Turkin Around. You've only had to take 3 shots tonight, I think. But we have something very special for the people that have been with us for the past year after our album came out. This is a B-side from the original recording session. We're going to give you a sneak peek now, and it comes out on Friday, August 21st. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you all. Freeze frame.
I say, hey, baby, hey, darling, don't you see? I said, hey, baby, hey, darling, don't you see? Despite all our troubles, you know you're the only one for me. I say, yes, sweet